Welcome WrestlingFigs.com. Tim Ash here with Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam, how are you doing?
Excellent, man. Everything is good. This is 9th or 10th time in a row I think I've been to Comic-Con. You can't be bored here.
No, you can't. There's too many people.
Too much going on. And too much love for RVD, too, I might add.
There has been a lot of love. I've seen a lot of people coming up and saying, hey, look, it's RVD. Let's get a picture. Let's get an autograph, something, right?
Happens everywhere. Happens everywhere. But and I love it. It's all love. But, yeah, there's a big, congested 500,000 people all within, a few feet here. So that's not normal everywhere. And some of them are Darth Vader.
Some of them are Darth Vader. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So tell us a little bit about the, last year we interviewed you about your comic book, and it's finally out. Is that correct? Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, okay, so I made an announcement last year that the book was done, and then I went on to follow up the process of trying to get it available for people, and the guys here at Marvel helped me out with some names, and anyway, it led to the Comixology digital book, and then it went from there, and all that is still going on. But what I've done is I went ahead and printed it because it's done, so I have it on hand.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Hey, good handoff.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that, Mike.
Yeah. So it's done, and I have it here at the con, and there will later be a published version.
Okay. It's kind of like an exclusive piece, right? You get it signed if you buy one, will you?
It's like a pre-published indie version or whatever. I haven't signed the contract yet, so I'll wait, I guess, before I say who's going to publish it. But it's 136 pages. They want to make it 96 pages. They want to change the cover. They want to add blood splatters. Everything they want to do is cool, but there'll be like 2 different versions. They'll have it in the stores. I won't probably be putting it in the stores. It's on hand here at the con, and I'll do some cons to have it because I love going to conventions, but it gives me a reason to do it. And also at robvandam.com. Actually, it's robvandam.com/twistedperception, which I will link to robvandam.com, or maybe it's linked up now. It's all being done this week. But so debuting at the con, besides just being here hanging out and taking it all in, I'm also promoting my book, and also this shirt is mine too. Nonconformity.
That's very nice.
Yes, and if you go to platypiproductions.org, you can see this. This is one of many to come, under the spirit of being yourself.
Cool.
It's okay to be different.
Well, from that and transitioning into wrestling, I mean, you got your hands on a lot of different things.
Oh, I always do.
What do you think about the Bound for Glory series? I mean, do you like it?
Yeah, it's really interesting because it adds a lot of importance and value to every match that you have, like every week. Right. You know, like for me, when I go to Universal Studios on Thursday, I don't know who I'm going to wrestle, you know, and when I get there, it could be like, oh, you're in a tag match, and I'll be like, oh, that doesn't sound like that means very much, you know, even though it always does mean something with what's going on, but could be a single match. But now, like week after week, for months, all the way up till like October, we're collecting points, we're losing points. Yep. It all means something, and it goes towards one big goal. And so seeing the brackets with all the points and everything all week, that motivates us. Right. And like I said, it adds a lot of depth to every week. So something to follow. And I usually say I know what I bring to the table no matter who I wrestle, so I don't really like change that much my strategy. When it comes to the BFG series, I add in a little bit more submission moves because you get more points. Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's usually the only time all year you're going to see me going for submission points.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But with wrestling in mind, I mean, you got an action figure coming out. I mean, you're no stranger to action figures, but this one's going to be Deluxe Impact 8 coming out soon. What do you think about it? Do you have a collection yourself of action figures?
I'm quite sure I have the largest collection of RVD figures that exists in the world.
We're running neck and neck, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll show you.
You might have some exclusives.
I have one Jakks figure that I haven't seen packaged yet, that I don't even know what they did with or if they're going to do something with it. Maybe that's this one, but it's a legitimate outfit. One of my favorites too. It's a gray outfit with nunchucks and a fist coming at you, and yeah, it's still in good condition. Some of my outfits fade quick, other ones don't. It depends on a lot on how the paint sets in and the color and all that. But to see the actual outfits on the figures is something really cool for me. And Jakks, I've seen 3 or 4, plus some little mini ones if you haven't seen. There's been an RVD Sting double pack. There's been an RVD Jeff Hardy double pack, plus the single where I got my white outfit on. And a lot of fans don't realize that. They're sometimes harder to find, but then RVD figures have always been hard to find because they don't stay on the shelves.
Well, they're on ringsidecollectibles.com. I know that for a fact.
Well, that's a great answer when people ask me where they can get them. At home, I have close to 80 different RVD figures.
I've got an RVD figure that you don't have.
Is it a custom figure?
No.
Then I take this challenge.
Okay,
I've got that I don't have.
I've got an RVD figure that you actually wore in your debut in WWE. It's white with the sensei on it, like the front. And you said you didn't wear it, and they went back and we found the images of when you did. So they didn't approve it because you said that's not my outfit. So they set it there. So I actually have the one-of-one exclusive prototype of that from Jakks.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, so it's going to be on my Buzz from this Basement segment coming up. So check a look at it, or I'll send you an image of it.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a one-of-one, man.
Dude, you can send it to my Twitter at @TheRealRVD. I would love to see it.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure, man. Yeah,
because I've been a fan of RVDs for a long time. I mean, you're a hell of a worker. You're a hell of a hand. You've done so much in this business. You've helped so many young talent out. And that's what I was going to get to next.
23 years or so going strong. Started schooling in '89. Had my first matches in '90, and here I am. I'm still somehow in my physical peak.
Yeah. Well, before ECW got big, I mean, I know we don't want to talk about other titles, but before ECW got big, it was more like the indie, like this is where you need to go to get to where you want to be. And you were a major part of that. Now there's a lot of guys coming through the indie circuit that you're seeing on other channels, and then even on your all's Impact Wrestling with A coming up. What do you think about the new talent versus what used to be a couple years ago, like in your main era when you started?
Well, there's a lot of really talented young wrestlers that have all the moves. And a lot of them, yeah, they were inspired by myself or my peers from the ECW days. The whole Destination X, I think, was motivated by matches like RVD versus Jerry Lynn and
all the high-flying stuff.
Yeah, and we took it to a different level. And so now there's this whole X division is competing at that level. When you look at it from a big picture, a lot of those guys, they have all the moves, but they don't have
psychology.
No, I was going to say the super stardom that's so important, and it's something that you can't not have it, and then still hold your head high. Like I don't need it. You know what I mean? Like there's something you get from wrestling in a lot of different territories. Wrestling and spending time in Japan and in Germany and in different organizations. I mean, you get like more well-rounded. So what I see when I see a lot of the young guys that are risking their necks doing incredibly impressive moves out there, and I'm just like, whoa, that's insane. Sometimes I see a little bit of a lack of that superstar quality where all the fans are going to get behind them and care and invest their emotion because of not just what that person's doing at that moment, but because of who that person is. Like they got to know a lot more about you, and you know what I mean?
They didn't wrestle in front of 20 and 30 people to get to where they are now. They're wrestling in front of 4 and 5 and 600,000 whatever people. So I mean, they didn't have that timing underneath their belt. Is that correct?
Well, that's right, and everybody's got to start somewhere. So that's the whole double edge of that is like you got to get your experience, work it, and if no one wants to hire someone that doesn't have experience. But in the wrestling business, it's like there's some excitement about the fact that, hey, look at these new guys. We get our first crack to look at them. They haven't been around a lot. And by we, I mean the fans. They have that. So there's a value in that. But I remember, like, when I would wrestle in Japan, and I'd be out there, I was the only one with All Japan. There was a bunch of big guys. I was the only one that was, like, diving out of the ring. And I'd do a springboard moonsault off the guardrail, and they thought I was crazy. I was the only one doing that. But when we'd stop at a rest stop and we'd get off the bus and the fans would be there, they wanted to see Dory Funk or Abdullah the Butcher. Maybe Stan Hansen. I was like, oh, and it took me a while to understand that. They've invested time into, like right now, what I hear a lot from fans is, dude, I grew up watching you. And I feel like, well, I'm a pretty important part of their life.
Right, exactly.
You can't get that in 3 months,
Right. So do you think your Impact, or you being in Impact itself in TNA, it's a good fit for you? And are you going to probably finish your career out there maybe? Never say never?
Well, as far as finishing my career, I have no idea, so I don't even know what to say about that. Could be, maybe not, but I am very happy there now. They take great care of me.
That's good.
And they seem to care. Like, it seems very important to them that I am happy.
Good.
In a lot of ways, on the business end and on just the day-to-day, you know, dealing with them, and they, if you ever read something in an interview on the internet where I'm talking bad about them, it's BS. I got nothing but smiles.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people have said. So I mean, they're really being taken care of down there.
And when it comes to like utilizing, when people are like, dude, they don't use you right or this or that, I think that's for the fans to about. I'm just doing my job.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, I know you got a lot of people to see here at Comic-Con. I appreciate taking the time to talk to us. It's always great to see RVD, and we'll see you later on more Comic-Con
Send
coverage.
me that picture of that.
I will do.
I really want to see that figure.
We'll be back.